What's up, dudes? Max here, back with a big update for Injustice 2, as well as some more footage from the WarnerBros event I attended not that long ago, playing a few of the characters I really wanted to test out, and the first one is Scarecrow. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Scarecrow because I don't know if you saw the Multiverse tower that we're playing in. There's a couple of fights in here that we haven't seen a lot from some characters, like Black Adam, a little bit of Joker, a little bit of Darkseid, as well as a little bit of Brainiac, which should be fun.
You pretend to be fearless.
What could I possibly fear?
Fear itself, Grodd.
Begin.
Now I'm going to let the intros rock for all of these, and I'm going to try to remember to stop talking at some point. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about Scarecrow as the fights go on, but also the Multiverse Tower itself. These are initial challenges to get into the Multiverse to kind of establish where your tier ranking is in the Multiverse, as well as how much money you'll get when you begin going through challenges, because like the Joker challenge you guys saw yesterday, that thing actually costs about 10,000 credits to get access to if you don't have the appropriate levels for, and since we were level 1 at the event, we had to like buy our way into it. There might be some cuts during the gameplay here just because it was at a live event, we were pausing, and this was honestly like the first few minutes I was playing Scarecrow, so I didn't know a ton with the character, but I can tell you he is a lot of fun and probably my still #1 anticipated character in the game. However, the big thing with him is that he's got some very interesting, powerful long-range normals, but at the same time, he's got some very awkward jumping attacks, so he doesn't have a very good traditional cross-up. A lot of his jumping, like neutral 2s, or I'd say neutral 3, is a little weird to try to catch the opponent, so juggling can be a little tough with them, but you just gotta find the good strings. One thing I'll tell you guys if you're looking forward to playing as Scarecrow is this whipping chain attack, which you're seeing right now. This thing is his #1 meter burn style move, and if you meter burn it, it allows you to follow up with a back 3. However, you can hit multiple times, so I was wondering why it wasn't working consistently. You can let it hit like 3 or 4 times. What you do is you meter burn after the second hit, and it makes it a ton easier to combo into the back 3. You make it a super tight link otherwise, so I don't recommend it. But yeah, he's a ton of fun from the little bit I played.
What does a demigod fear?
Nothing.
I'm not so sure.
I haven't really seen a lot of Black Adam. He looks ridiculously different from the first game, I will say. He actually looks like a real dude instead of a superhero. It's kind of funny. But other things about Scarecrow is his fear toxin. I do love the fact that Scarecrow's fear toxin kind of special effect, or his trait, is so similar in theory to what Fulgore does in Killer Instinct, where if you build enough pips, you have this full bar behind you that is this giant full screen attack that can totally just decimate the opposition. And in this game, it stuns the opponent from full screen, allowing you to get in with the teleport as you just saw. And the teleport is really, I love the fact that he has a teleport, because I do feel that many characters in this game will be very projectile heavy, and it might be good to have a character that can make you think twice about doing that. But yeah, if the fear toxin stuff does land, you have to build it up by pressing the trait and spitting gas in their face and just getting close to them as you're seeing it's building up right now. I kind of love that about Scarecrow, and I think that's a very interesting aspect of the character, outside of just doing combos. I didn't figure out a ton of meterless stuff with him, but he seems to do a ton of freaking damage, which is good at least, because he does have some extremely slow normals. All in all, Scarecrow is a zoning character. He is played best at a mid to somewhat long distance. It's just that his game plan is more zoning and not as much focused around projectiles, and that is much similar to a character like Shirai Ryu Takeda, which is what I started with Mortal Kombat X, and it's kind of the Dalsum-esque sort of character in the game. Either way, there's a few more fights left. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the Joker part. These fights are indeed the easiest difficulty, so I try to go easy on them sometimes so you can see what's going on.
You stole fear toxin.
An artist doesn't steal. He homages.
Either way, you owe me.
Begin.
Oh, I just realized what the character said there, and there could be some interesting hints at the origin of Joker, and why he's actually in the game, because from what I understand, he's actually should be dead. I'm not too sure. So who knows? Maybe Joker is a fear toxin induced hallucination to everybody? I don't know, that'd kind of be stretching it. Either way, the story mode's looking fantastic for the game. The Watchtower stuff I actually find, not that the Watchtower, the multiverse stuff I find to be a ton of fun, and I'm hoping that there's going to be more crazy challenges like that, because it could just lead to more unique situations where we have boss rage type things, where we can play a level 1 character versus ridiculously difficult higher level characters, and I actually would find that pretty enjoyable. Since we already got a bit of Joker gameplay, I kind of go ham on this guy. So yeah, coming up we have Darkseid as well as Brainiac, and before we get to it, Darkseid doesn't do a ton, but he does do some stuff, and I kind of love the way he talks in the game. And also, Brainiac at the end is not the final version of Brainiac. It's the Brainiac that's going to be playable, that's like on the roster, because I do have a video that's going to be coming up later that actually shows off a multiverse that carries over into the boss version of Brainiac. And that one is much more difficult, and he does a lot different things.
You're taking the fun out of this.
That's the point.
Kind of think where Shinnok, you know, would transform into corrupted Shinnok. It's kind of like that. So he does a lot more interesting stuff, and I'm just going to let you take a look at that in a video later. So if you guys want to see that, I appreciate a thumbs up, but that's all from me. I'm going to let you enjoy the Brainiac as well as Darkseid full footage that I've got. They're not super difficult or crazy, but at least it is something, and I'll hopefully be back with a bunch more later. As always, dudes, thank you a ton for watching, and if you want to see that Brainiac boss fight, I definitely appreciate a thumbs up. As always, my name is Max, and I'll see you next time.
What do gods fear?
I do not have such weakness.
Even gods have doubts.
Begin.
Rage as your light dies.
Scarecrow wins.
We are scientists, you and I.
You have no insights to share.
I shall teach you fear.
Begin.
This will be over soon. emotions weaken,